Okay, guys, this is going to be a continuation of the video we started the other day. Um, our video on our last video, we're talking on DevOps career roadmap, what you need to know before you can get fully settled in your DevOps and start applying for DevOps roles, the skill set you need to kind of really pin down. So today I promised in that video the other day that I was going to kind of walk you guys through my home lab so we could see some of those things. Some of those key skills we talk about, like the having setting up CI/CD pipeline, some of the projects that we do in our community. And again, if you're interested in joining the community, you can always get the video, you can always get the link in the description of this live session or this video. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna share my screen really quick and let's dive in. All right, so you can see my screen. Let me verify that we are seeing my screen here. Okay. Okay, so I am in my home lab currently. I'm in my home lab environment currently. And just to give you a sneak peek, um, okay, if I do VSH list, you can see this is my Kubernetes cluster. This is my Kubernetes cluster running here. These are virtual machines for my Kubernetes cluster running here. You can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 nodes, eight eight worker nodes and one master node handling my workload on my Kubernetes cluster. So that said, uh, so I have 8 worker nodes as Kubernetes cluster running my environment. And again, just to kind of give you a sneak peek, if I do, these are just virtual machines that are handling, that are serving as my nodes. But if I do ctl, get, get nodes on, let's say from name server, namespace, cloud masters hub dash dev, CloudMasters Hub dash dev. You can see these are these are my nodes that are running. Like I showed you, the nodes are equivalent to the number of nodes I have running on my cluster are equivalent to the number of the number of virtual machines that I showed you earlier on. You can see I have my Kubernetes master, or the control plane, or call it master nodes. You can see here control plane. It's labeled, gives you label by role. You can see them label by role here. The control plane, the H is 81 days ago. So I kind of like restarted all of them 81 days ago. You can see versions and so on. And you can see that all of them are ready and running. Okay. So again, so just to kind of dig a little bit deeper, if I do kubectl get ports from this same namespace, if I do get ports, I do get ports from this same namespace, you can see that I have ports that are running here. So this is like, this is an application that I deployed on this cluster, which I'm going to show you. And again, if you want to learn how all of this are done, you can again join our community. If you want to learn, if you want to participate in our projects. You can join the community and you will get to learn a lot from the community. Okay, let's go one step at a time here. All right, going one step at a time. Yeah, we have how many pods running in this namespace? We have our we have our admin services running. So this is actually a microservice-based application that I deployed on this cluster. It has a couple of services: the admin service, the API service, API gateway service, the courses service, the front end, the lab service, the payment service, user service, and then of course the MongoDB service and the Postgres as well running in this same namespace. So if I get rid of that and I do keep ctl get namespaces, you can see that this application that I just talked about is running here again. So just to give you let me do host name hostname dash I. Okay, just to give you okay, now let me just go into my Jenkins server before I kind of share my browser and show you the application we have running. I know I just shared okay, so let's go into my server here. So let's go into SSH master SSH master 2 at, and then I'll provide the IP address to the master. Okay, that is not the IP address then. Let me run that command again. Okay, this should be it. So my Jenkins server. Okay, now I'm in my Jenkins server. To see that my Jenkins is running, you can do system ctl system ctl status Jenkins. So system status Jenkins, you can see Jenkins is enabled. It's active and running. Jenkins is active and running. Okay, so let me kind of exit from this share mode and then we can look at more fun stuffs on the browser. Okay, I just stopped sharing there because I want to take you the browser. Let's see. All right, so let's go to the browser. Where we can now see the application that is running. I just launched it now. It's opening. So we can open this desktop. Okay, let's look at this application. Okay, so I'm now sharing my okay, so I'm now sharing. This is the application. I just launched the application. CloudMasters Hub is running on my home lab and it's running on this home lab is running on that Kubernetes cluster on the CloudMasters Hub dash dev namespace that I just showed you a short while ago. So now this is the application running. Of course, I'll just turn this, deactivate this pub. So this is the application that is deployed on this infrastructure. And now, just to give you like the CI/CD pipeline process, I mean, I've shown you the Jenkins server that is running. To access my Jenkins server, You can access my Jenkins server by going to Apollo. If you go to Apollo, I can log in to my Jenkins server right here. Okay, Apollo login to Jenkins server. Now you can see this is the application running here on my Jenkins server. It has the back end and the front end. You have the back end and the front end part of the application. Now let's let's see the front end. You can see I just did a build. I mean, I cleaned most of the build and just keep two. So yesterday I did this. I just did a demonstration. I was actually using this to teach somebody. So I did a demonstration. Was it yesterday? Today is 30th, so about 2 days ago actually. Yeah, I did a build. So what happens is that I have okay, Jenkins. What Jenkins? Let me give you a walk down on Jenkins. Jenkins, when the all right, okay, a better way is to share that screen so that I can switch between application. Let me share the screen, entire screen too. All right, so I can switch between applications. So if you come here, if I go to my project CD into projects, okay, I have to start a new duplicate because I was in my Jenkins server right here. So, but if I CD into in my main host, if I CD into project and CloudMasters, and let's say we want to look at the front end the front end code. So we are now inside the front end code. All right. So we are inside the front end code. If I do, let's say git state git, or let's say git log, you see commits that were done, commit messages that was done, and the last commit was when. Okay, quit. So that was the last commit message that you can see right up there. I thought that was on the 27th. Comment added. Okay, so what happens is that if any change is done in the code base and pushed to Git, Jenkins automatically is triggered. Jenkins is automatically triggered and it goes through all of the build process, right? Checking and setting up, installing dependency, code quality, testing, and then building. And what after building, what it does is that it will push the code to Docker Hub. What I'm using here uh, as a image repository is Docker Hub, container repository is Docker Hub. When the image is successfully built and pushed to Docker Hub, what happens is GitHub repository is also updated with a new image with a new image version, a new image tag, right? It's automatically updated with a new image tag, and after it's updated, uh, the the declarative file as well is posted, and then what happens is that Argo CD picks up from there to do the continuous deployment. Initially, this project, I was using Jenkins for the end-to-end continuous integration, continuous deployment process, but I wanted to also deploy I just wanted to do Argo CD on the same project. So I cut off the continuous deployment part and implemented Argo CD. So my Argo CD is Argo. So if I log into my Argo CD server, if I log into Argo CD, you can see these are the two projects here as well. You have the back end and the front end. They were last synced 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and so on, respectively, for the back end and the front end. So if I go to my code base, for example, let's say if I go back to the code base, let me show you like the end-to-end process when code is pushed, and I could just kind of add a file. Let's say let's touch a file. Let's say echo. mm, uh, this is not an important change. It's not an important change. And we are saving it into, let's say, temp.txt. We are saving it into temp.txt. So if I now do git status, you see that we have a file that need to be added. So if I do git add, I can do git add temp.txt. I add it to my git, and I take git commit again dash m. I can say add a commit message. I say not this is not an important, or let's say ignore this, or just ignore this change, because I'll probably I'll have to delete it later on. Ignore this change. That's my commit message. Now this is where the beauty comes. So if you do git, if I do git push, if I do git push, what happens is that in a few minutes, Jenkins, we are going to observe how Jenkins is going to be triggered. A Jenkins build is going to be triggered. Again, let's verify where we were. We are in the front end, so we have to be watching the front end. We could still go back to Jenkins here, and when it gets triggered, you'll be able to see it here. But again, the let's just stay inside the let's stay inside the front end pipeline or job. So we're staying inside the front end job. So we're waiting for it to be built. So what will happen is that Jenkins will build, we start building when this is done. And then the new image and the tag with the image tag, even though there's not really any change that will affect the product, the website, it means if we go to after the change is pushed, nothing will be affected here because it's just a um, temporary file that does not do anything, more like a document, just a text file. So anyway, while that is going on, I know it will take about 2 minutes to trigger the Jenkins build. So it's a basic web. It's a web application. I can see most of them are still under development. I just started a new test course here. If you open it, you see it still gives me some error once in a while. It gives error that need to be fixed. This is the only test course I have created yet on this platform. As the admin, you can see courses. Courses, you can go inside courses, learning paths. See the learning paths, test running learning path I created for Kubernetes. Start learning paths. Again, it gives you the error. So there are some errors. There are a lot of things that need to on the development side that need to be fixed and debugging and so on. So as an admin, I have privileges as an admin. I have instructor privilege, I have user privilege, I have admin privilege. As admin, I can be able to go into the admin dashboard. No other user can go inside. Even instructors cannot go inside the admin dashboard. I can manage instructor, can go into manage instructor. I can manage learning path, manage courses. So if I go inside courses, this is the test course we have here. I can again preview or remove the test course completely. So basically, while we are waiting for Jenkins to be triggered. Okay, now we can see Jenkins was already triggered and is building. Because of that push we made, our Jenkins build was triggered and it's already at the level, it has already passed the checkout dependency, install dependency, and the build was successful. We just did a build. Now, and at the end of the day, Argo CD has been updated. I mean, the repository is updated and the declarative file as well. Now, the next thing we're waiting in the next 2 minutes or so, what will happen is that a new image. Okay, what should already have happened is that our Docker hub has been updated as well. So If I want to look at Docker Hub front end 1 minute ago, we see 1 minute ago this was updated. Docker Hub was updated 1 minute ago. Means a new image has been posted. So Argo CD is supposed to pick that up in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, it has picked it and it's processing. And Argo CD is processing for a few minutes. Again, since this is not really a change on that is going to affect the application, we might not see any updates, right? The real way to demonstrate to see it would be changing something, for example, on the home page. Let's say changing the color of this text, for example, or the font, or writing something on this line, and you be able to see it in the after the deployment. So that's basically the application. What have I not touched? Touch pretty much everything right here. So basically what happened is when the code build is committed, uh, Jenkins is integrated with GitHub is integrated with Jenkins using webhooks, and those webhook kind of trigger Jenkins build. It goes through the process of building, push the build, successful build to Docker Hub, which is our container repository. Docker Hub, after that is done successfully, Jenkins updates our Argo CD repository on GitHub, which also triggers Argo CD to start the deployment process. When that is done, and the deployment is done, uh, our application is updated. So there's no manual intervention in this process. There's no manual intervention in this process. So again, we have seen the Jenkins there. So just a few days ago, I implemented both dual monitoring on the same server on this same server uh, of my Jenkins. I implemented dual monitoring on this server, but I went ahead, and so if I do keep ctl get services, you can see I had Datadog monitoring as well, but now you can see the SonarQube service. SonarQube service, you can see Prometheus extension. I have Grafana as well. So I later on kind of disabled that service because this host was getting small for Jenkins, the Jenkins build. But I had to do some cleanup. I needed to do some cleanup on the logs that are being generated, deleting some builds and so on. Yeah, so that is the promise I made. I said I was going to walk you guys through basics. So when I was talking about these are some of the things that you should be able to do as a DevOps engineer before you start putting out your application out there. And these are some of the projects we are doing, working on projects like this in our community, So if you want to go to our community, the link is in the description of this video. The link is in the description of this video. If you go to Cool, if you go to school, you see the link to the description of this is our community. This is the about page. When you click on that link on the bow, it will land you on this about page. You can watch these videos and then click to join us. And here we have welcome to CloudMasters Hub, a movement of learners, career switchers, job seekers on DevOps and cloud journey. You are completely new. If you're completely new to IT or DevOps, or need guidance to, break into the industry, you, you've learned one or two things, and you want a community that can help you learn interviews, give you interview preps, help you as we help each one another. Or you've been sending application out, but you're not hearing back from recruiters. Our community is out to help. So here are some of the things we do. We share with skill sharing, which is by doing projects together, strategy to learning interviews, and also interview preparations as well. So again, but the first step, if you're watching this video and you're new, you've been thinking of getting into DevOps and you don't know where to start. So I'll encourage you to come to this community, come to the community. We just started. I just started the community. You can see we have very few members already yet. In the classroom, we have basics. Again, all of these resources are free. We have DevOps Part 1, Fundamentals, DevOps Part 2, Automation, and DevOps Advanced. Again, at the end of the day, you should be able to do them, what I just demonstrated in this video, end to end. You should be able to do projects like that before you start shipping out applications. You should be able to deploy this and then even attach it to your LinkedIn profile. So in our community, we do projects like this. I have a range of projects as well to be worked on. So that said, welcome to the community. Again, these are free. You unlock them by hitting levels. You unlock these courses by hitting level. It's just by being interactive. If you've been in the industry, there are many people who go pay for boot camps or pay for self learning courses. At the end of the day, you don't actually go through the materials, but yet you pay for money. You pay thousands of dollars. At the end of the day, you don't go through it. We setting this as levels because we want you to be motivated to work, because you can only gain the skill when you're determined to put in the work. So that said, I think I've fulfilled my promise, and I'm going to put this video to end. Again, don't forget, go to the description of this video and join the community. Join the community. And we have what we call our Community Connect Hour. Community Connect Hour. It's happening in 16 hours. You can go to our calendar. If you go to calendar, you'll be able to see Community Hour. Community Hour is an hour we connect on Zoom. We'll connect on Zoom and have discussions. If you have questions, if you have ish, I mean, challenges, we can always discuss. So go on our calendar, join the community, go to our calendar, add it to your calendar, and it's recurrent. We have it about 2 times or 3 times a week. Community Connect Hour. It's 3 p.m. US or Los Angeles time. And when you connect, it will show you in your own local time. Again, use the link in the description and join. All right, guys, that is it for this video, for this live session. And if you're watching the video, maybe a couple of days after, you can still go through the same process. Look at the events, go to our calendar, join, go to the calendar. I hope, you were inspired by this video. Thank you. Bye-bye.